Y'all, the Knitting Fairy has done it again. This week, you're going to see making the yardage calculator for your 10 stitch. Yes, that's right. How many yards do I need with this yarn, Kristen? How many yards do I need to make a rectangular 10 stitch or a square 10 stitch? I don't know. Help me. I've got that answer for you today. And a bonus. Have you ever wondered, can I make it more oblong? Can I make it for a twin size bed, a queen size bed, a king size, whatever? How many ridges do I need to start off with? I don't want to do just 18. The proportion isn't right. Well, get a load of this. It's in the new calculator, so stay tuned and we'll dive right in. Welcome to GoodKnit Kisses. We're all about helping you stitch your love and love your stitches. All right, so if you're at a desktop or laptop, you're going to want to go ahead right now and click on the link in the description below so that you can follow along on a separate browser tab or a separate window. You can follow along side by side and see it. Otherwise, if you're on a mobile, please be sure and watch it and then check out in the description below. There's a link and go hop over to the blog and check that out. All right, let's jump in. All right, so we're going to jump right into the blog. The 10 stitch blanket yardage calculator is down at the very bottom. Just scroll all the way down, and right above it is a video to show you how to use the calculators that are before it. You will need to use them for some of this calculation here. You'll be making a swatch and calculating the accurate size or close to the accurate size that you're going to get. So you'll need some of those numbers down below. So either click in the blog to watch the video, or the upper right hand corner, there's a little eye right here. Click on that to see the video there. All right, so we're going to scroll on down and put in some information once we have all of that. So I'm going to put in my weight, and my weight is 150 grams. Now you can use grams or ounces. It's interchangeable. Even if you use grams with yards, it still works. So I'm actually going to put in yardage. It's 312. And if you're asking yourself, why am I using grams? Well, I think grams is a more accurate way of doing things and weighing things. And you will be using a postage scale to weigh your swatch to help you. All right, so swatch information down here, we're going to be putting in what shape is the blanket we're making. Well, I've made a rectangle, and this is for the number of ridges you knit before starting the corner. So that's that part on the sample like this. So this one here would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ridges. But if I did one that's, so this is a square, but if I did the one with 18 for the rectangle, or even longer to get something more oblong, like say I want to do a twin blanket, which is what I'm going to show you here, I could put in any number, however many ridges I did. So here is where I'm going to put in that number. I'm going to go ahead and show you if you put in a number like 72, this is what I'm putting in to make it really, really long. You've seen it at 18 or 9, but let's just see what this looks like. The width of my swatch is 7.5, okay? The length of my whole swatch is 24. Okay, so you can see if you're used to doing the one with only the 18 ridges, then you may see that that it doesn't have a huge ratio of the length, and so this one has a lot bigger of a ratio to get that really long rectangle instead of just a plain a shorter squatty rectangle. So the weight of my swatch here was actually 67 ounces. And then my project width is going to be 70. And I determined that because I'm trying to get it to 66 by 90 or approximately for a twin. And then I put the project length is actually 89 because that's what I came up with how many rounds that I needed in the other calculator. So what it does is it automatically crunches the number, and it tells me that I need 4,952 yards, or meters if you had put it in meters, and it needs 16 skeins or balls of yarn, and that is it. That's all you need to do. So look at how well that does. And you could even add another ball or two if you want, just for good measure and for dye lot. This is approximate. These numbers are based upon what you did. If you're not sure on your numbers, you have to re-guess them or something. You can always hit that refresh on the page just to make sure it clears it out for you. But you can change these numbers. Let's go ahead and change it up. Let's change it to a smaller rectangle with 18 ridges. So the weight in grams is 150. The yardage is still 312. It's still a rectangle. I'm going to put in 18 ridges. Okay, and then the width stayed the same, but my length with this particular swatch happened to be 9.75. Okay, and then my weight on this swatch happened to be 28. And then my project width is going to be still the same, 70, but I'm going to put it as 74.5 because that's the difference that it is when I make this same project with only 18 ridges versus 72. So when I scroll down here, I get 4,172 yards, and then I need 14 skeins or balls of yarn to complete this project. So you can see it's just a matter of a few balls, and but I get a much longer, obviously longer blanket to cover a twin size bed. So that is how it works. And you could also use these to kind of run some numbers and decide if you want to use more ridges. You just have to remember that this weight of this swatch does matter. So you will need to make the swatch I will show that right now. The basics on that, it is in the other video, which you can tap into and see. But this is a swatch for making a square. You're going to knit up however many ridges you're going to do, or a rectangle. You knit up how many ridges. So it starts, cast on is here. You make the number of ridges for your first and second corners, then connect and join, make your third corner, connect and join, make your fourth corner, and then connect and join and finish that last leg of it where it shows number 8. And then you can just put in a scrap piece of yarn. And then this is the part that you're measuring the width and then the length. And then you're going to weigh this entire thing. So this sample right here, you're going to weigh it on a postage scale. And that's where you get all those numbers. So just go ahead and put in the length that you want. But you can kind of estimate if you had already done one this size with 18 and you want to know, hey, if I undid this and I made it, you know, twice that length or whatever, you could kind of guess on that yardage, but it wouldn't be as accurate as actually making a swatch. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, but that's not all for the 10 stitch series that we've got going on. We also have coming next week on color changing for the 10 stitch. There are a couple of different ways to do it, and there's also different options for you and ways that you can make your blanket really stand out from the rest. So we're going to have that video next week for you, so be sure to tune into that and click on that link for it. You can also click on that eye icon over here and find the 10 stitch calculator video for the previous week, as well as learning how to actually make this 10 stitch if you haven't seen that video yet. At the very end also addresses German short rows, and I gotta tell you, they're super easy and you might actually like them for making socks. No holes, no lifting and wrapping, and it lays really nice and flat. So just a little hint from Kristen. All right, so I have a question for you. Will you please write in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the 10 stitch? Have you made any? Do you like this? What do you think about this calculator? Give me some feedback. I'd love to hear from you today. I'm so glad that you joined me. Please join me on our next journey to help you stitch your love and love your stitches. From me at GoodKnit Kisses, wishing you have a great day. Happy knitting and crochet. Bye, everyone.